The Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac takeover. This is a seminal event in the history of U.S. finance. These are $5 trillion institutions. They're bigger than any bank. They could probably take down the U.S. government. They're so big. And we did most of this last time. There's 5 videos on YouTube. I hope you'll watch them. We'll do a 6th out of like 1 page of notes today. That'll be the end of the series. It's called Exposing Fannie and Freddie. Government took it over September 8th, and we now own Fannie and Freddie. We're not just bailing them out, we own them directly. And most people do not realize the reason Fannie was created in the first place was to get their loans off the government's books. Johnson thought of this in the 60s and said, as they're making the federal budget deficit too big, let's just privatize it and make it a separate company. Now they've come back on the government's books, and to a tune of about $5 trillion or thereabouts, and you should add that to the national debt whether they officially do it or not. That makes our national debt about $14 to $15 trillion. The shareholders are going to be wiped out if they haven't been already, if both these stocks aren't at zero. And that includes every major pension plan in the U.S., public pension plan, with major holders of Fannie and Freddie stock. And they're going to get zero. So who got the money? Yes?
So the government have to sell more bonds because of the debt that they've taken on by picking up Fannie and Freddie?
They could print the money. Well, why waste time selling bonds when you can?
Does China have to buy? You
don't even have to print it. You just like type into it.
Does China have to buy more bonds now?
I don't think it will be doing that. Well, the major holders, foreign governments were the big holders. China and Russia were 2 of the big holders of Fannie and Freddie bonds, and they were both bailed out, while the stockholders, mostly in the United States, are the ones that got screwed. This is potentially a very politically potent issue. The Treasury announced that $200 billion cash infusion was anticipated, $100 billion to Freddie, $100 billion to Fannie. And as we mentioned before, the estimate of the bailout cost was $25 billion. And the Congressional Budget Office estimated greater than 50% chance that the whole thing would cost zero. Well, here's $200 billion to start with. Our estimate was $1 trillion minimally, and I think we would be lucky if it's only $1 trillion. In the end, it could wind up to be several $1 trillion. Fannie and Freddie are insolvent, and we also went over last time, if you look at the videos, they can become literally black holes that absorb money, that attract money, infinite amounts of money into them, and with no end, no limit to how much money they could absorb.
Lower housing prices go, the more...
Lower housing prices. If you get an inflationary environment, Fannie and Freddie both operate by, they borrow money short term, and they make their money long term. So the long term interest rates from the early 2000s were a few percent for mortgages, and they may have to borrow money short term at 10% or in double digits. Well, that's a loss for each borrowing continually. And the higher interest rates go, that loss can get bigger and bigger and bigger without limit. There is potentially no limit to the loss. This is creating inflation because it means we have to make more, print more money, borrow more money, create more money in some way. It's negative for the U.S. dollar in the long run, even though in the short run suddenly it's mystically rallying. Okay, any questions about Fannie and Freddie specifically? And that's it. We're going to close this topic.
Just about the...
They're going to rest in peace, hopefully.
Shareholders being wiped out. You said it includes every major public pension plan in the United States. Do you mean government employees' pension plan?
Sure. And well, even probably GM, any private pension plan also. They were all holders of Fannie and Freddie, and some very large holders.
What percentage?
You have to go back and look, because they tend to hold every S&P 500 stock. And they should have sold Fannie and Freddie long ago, but I bet not one of them did. Yes?
With all the debt that we've taken on, is there a chance, and I think this, I don't know, I haven't heard it much, but that we could lose our AAA rating as a government?
We went over that last time.
Oh,
S&P actually said if the United States government took over
That would
Fannie
be
and
horrible.
Freddie and would endanger the AAA credit rating. They
We
said
haven't
this
heard about that.
last March. Well, they haven't done anything
I
yet.
mean,